Good morning. Good morning. From the cleaned off desk, sort of. It is raining here. A few minutes ago, it was not raining at all, or did it look like it was going to. Now it's raining. Doot, 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 doot. She made another one. I only got 2 this time. But, I mean, I love this. Love this. There's some things okay, I can do that. I mean, no offense to her at all. But, I mean, I love the more artistic-y ones instead of the more... I mean, look at this. That's gorgeous. I love this. Love this. Oh, love that. That's cute. You just have to pet the book. Pet the book. Ooh, I like these. Ooh, I like those actually a lot. Anyhow, Amy Tangerine, Volume 2. This is what I want to do. In an 8.5 by 11 form. I just have to figure out how to transfer it. Oh, that's pretty. And do I want to give Jeff Bezos any more money? I don't know. I'm really, really having issues with that. But unfortunately, he has a monopoly. And so many... Anyhow. I am in good mental place. I am ready to art my heart out. I am... I rested mentally a lot yesterday by working on my travel journal. Speaking of which, hold on just a second. This is my travel This is my travel index. This is an index of trips that I've taken with my sister, with my self, with my husband, mostly my husband, with other couples and my husband. And it's quite thick. I have been working on it while I was on vacation. You saw me working on it while I was on vacation, but I really did it the 2 weeks beforehand. But it's coming along. I still don't have dates. I have guesstimate dates, but it's coming along. It's way too thick. I have little notes that I want to add to things. I added a couple little places. This was a vacation to Grand Cayman that turned into a honeymoon. Colorado at Christmas. I think it was like 1996-ish. I did a tip-in. I have some Christmas stuff here. I have pictures from the brochure that I had left. This is for all the leftover. If you haven't seen my last few videos, all the leftover ephemera that did make into a scrapbook, did make it into an additional 4x8 format. And there's just little tiny pieces left. But it was a good place for me to use up a ton of Ali Edwards stuff that I had. Because it's usually bright, cheerful, great tags, da-da-da-da-da. Some of them are my own, some of them are hers, some of them are a combination. I have notes to myself. Alaska turned out to be massive. I think I was working on this with you before I left. But I have some maps. This is what I'm like, okay, you need to rein it in, lady, or this is going to be way too thick. I'm already going to have to go on volume 2. This was our Alaska trip. We started in San Francisco, went all the way up to Vancouver, caught a cruise ship, went the Inside Passage. Skagway was the town I couldn't remember the name of. Juneau, Ketchikan. Came back down, went across to Yellowstone. Actually, Grand Coulee Dam to Yellowstone and into Salt Lake City and flew home. It was like 2.5 weeks. It was fantastic. But we did seaplanes. We saw eagles. We rode up to glaciers. We did railroads. We did all kinds of stuff. Halibut. Ooh, I got to add that to the list. This is a thing about the railroad that my husband is a train person. And I had national park paper. Even though we didn't see the national parks in Alaska, I just still added it. Couple of pictures that I had. And I've had this train sticker. I looked on the thing. It said 2002. So 23 years in the hopes that I will use it at some point. White Pass Railroad. Okay. Grand Coulee Dam. And then we got into Yellowstone. And I tried to get as many nature cards as I could in places. Nature ephemera. I haven't really gone in with ephemera yet full time. I'm kind of doing this in stages. Kind of getting my stuff together. Writing myself notes. Because there's stuff that I might do in writing in some of these cards. I'm going to do my own writing. I don't like my writing, but I'm going to use it. This was a cruise I did in Southern Living with Southern Living magazine. Italy. I don't have nearly as much stuff left as I thought, but I do have 2 volumes in a scrapbook. I used some of her little page attachers, whatever you call these things, that you can attach things like a big postcard of Lake Como. And the Dolomites and Florence. I'm using a lot of the cards that have several places to jot things down, and I'm just going to write, Dolomites, the Cinque Terre, Venice, Florence, Rome, Lucca, where my grandfather was from, and things. And then I have some space in some of these places that I can write. Florence is by far my favorite. This was my notes on how I did my scrapbook, and so I kept it, and I'm leaving that in there. Us in Venice, Assisi, the Cinque Terre, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and I can't remember what this one's called. Siena. I loved Siena. Ooh. The Sistine Chapel, appropriate right now. And then I have Israel blotted out, but I have to get my thoughts there. Greece. There was only a few things left in Greece, but I think I've done it twice, so that's not completely unexpected. I cut out a couple little things out of some books. Here's a big map of Athens. This was up in towards Thessalonica. We did part of our trip. We spent our time in Thessalonica doing day trips, and the other time we did it out of Athens. I'm going to do something there. We went to Mykonos. We went to Ephesus in Turkey. This was from the Eclipse, even though that's not travel, but it's space travel, and I'm never going to go up in a Jeff Bezos plane. So this is my ode to women in travel. And then I have a bunch of German river trips, European river trips, that I need to really find in Glacier National Park. I like how this turned out. This is my own background paper, and then I added Allie Edwards cards, my own background paper. The hike, the elk, the convertible, the snow, the huckleberries, kind of things like that will go in these kind of places. The elk and the hike will go here. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I am going to have to get another binder. Here's another Rhine River cruise. Another Rhine River cruise. I think we've done 4 or 5. Ireland. I wanted this to be green, and it's kind of green. I wanted lots of places to write things down. And as I get later into the more current travel, it is more about writing things down. Vietnam, this is as far as I've gotten, was just to Ireland. And I still have England, Vietnam, Ireland, several New York City trips, one being a 50th birthday and a trip to Paris, but they kind of require, and then North Carolina, South Carolina. Paris and New York kind of require a lot of contemplation and paring down, because I have boxes of stuff. But I'm getting there. Then I got to go back to my scrapbooks and go through and say, yes, Paris was da-da-da-da-da. Yes, Ireland was, I know Ireland was 2019. Or maybe 18. My mom and dad died in 2018. I think we did it later in 2018. So there's things that I need to do, but it's too fat. It's already, if you put it in the beginning, it's already too thick. And I know there's going to be more stuff So I'm going to try to split this up into volume 1 and volume 2. But this is my travel index. I can go into this and it will stand out on a bookshelf, obviously, with a label. Say, when did I go to Ireland? Oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. That's what this is for. The, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah part of my life that I never remember stuff. Anyhow, so we're getting there. We're making a lot of progress. Happy with the progress. And I did that a good bit yesterday. I just sat there and turned on some music and floated away to Margaritaville or wherever, and as one does. And now I'm doing laundry. It should have been done yesterday, but I forgot. I had 2 loads of laundry to do. And so I think I'm going to go back into this. I know I'm going back into this. But I don't have my song picked out. But I might just make one today and not have a song in mind. And our poor dog. Oh. We got the bad news from the groomer at the beach when we picked him up and he was only halfway done, that she can no longer do him. If you know the saga of the dog and the groomers, he's a bad patient. And she has to record, because it is a chain store, she has to record every animal and their behavior. And she said, I can't, by my job code, take him anymore. He's had too many near misses and too much aggression, which I understand completely. I understand. But and I think she stretched it as far as she could, because she knows we're in a pickle, literally. So he's at the vet right now, much to our dismay, getting sedated, getting his haircut finished, getting a dental, which they would have to do for him anyhow, sedation, getting his nails done, getting another updated shot. He has a hot spot that needs a little treatment. They can kind of do that without getting their arms torn off. And so he's there all day. Oh, poor guy. Poor guy. And he couldn't have anything to eat this morning, and he didn't understand why. Ooh, I've always loved this one. I might just put this one in and skip a page. When we were at the beach, my friend's son, who's very much into art, very much, she wouldn't let them bring their iPads. They had their phones, which they were on all the time. But so was every other kid. And she would fuss at them and say, look at the dolphins. Put your phones down. And not that sternly. But she's more of an evil eye person. And grinding her teeth at them. Maybe I'll just do 2 pretty pages right in a row. And then skip over to something else. But anyhow, I let him use my iPad. She goes, you're not helping the situation. No, I don't like that. But I do like this one, though, I have to say. I might put some white paper over this. Anyhow, she don't give him your iPad. But he was doing a little bit of drawing. He does a lot of good drawing, more like manga, however you say it, drawing. But they're very good, very good. And kind of ethereal, mysterious stuff mixed in. And I had to text it to him. We hope he got it. But he wanted all the different steps. Because I told him, I said, I have the free version of Procreate. I don't have a paid one. I may have bought a paintbrush here or there, but I don't really use them. I use the actual free ones mostly. And we must have an eagle, because I saw him yesterday when we got home. So I was putting stuff away in the refrigerator and stuff that we brought home. What little we brought home. I was like, there's a dead fish on the boat ramp going down to the dock. So nothing doing. My husband went and got him and threw him in the lake. Well, yesterday afternoon, there was a osprey in the tree right above where the fish was, looking down, how they cocked their head to look down. It's like, where'd my fish go? Like, I think you threw away somebody's afternoon snack. He said, well, it's probably floating down there somewhere. He can find it. But we have seen the eagle several times now, so there must be a nest close by. We saw an eagle in Murrells Inlet the other day as we were waiting to go on the dolphin ride. The dolphin ride was cool. Not like dolphin rides I've been on before. Like in Ireland, the dolphin actually came up to the boat. And supposedly they don't feed the one that was in Ireland. He's no longer there. And I've seen him somewhere else. I don't remember where else I've seen him. Maybe Miami? I don't know. No, they didn't do anything like that in Miami. I don't know. Anyhow, they just rolled to the surface, took a deep breath, and rolled back down. But there were several of them, several different pods that we saw of 3 or 4. One time we saw 4, mostly 3. And it's like, oh man, we saw a huge loggerhead turtle, which they are migrating. We saw cannonball, which now I know what they're called, cannonball jellyfish, and touched them. I think I already said this, but that was kind of cool. Something I've never done. And then what else? Oh, we saw a snake at Brokering Gardens. Ugh, in the tree. My friend's son saw it. He goes, there's a snake right there. I'm like, oh, yuck. And he was long. He had to have been like 5 feet long. I think he was just a common black snake. But like I said, every snake to me is a python, boa constrictor, anaconda mix. There's nothing in between. I guess this needs to stay here. All right, I'm just gonna leave that like that and call it pretty and change pages. Oh, I have a song right here. I don't know have I already done this one? Oh, you know what? I have a song list. I forgot. All right, I know which one I'm going to do. It's going to be dark. 27 years into the video. Here we go. Art. All right. It's going to be dark. And it's going to be time. And I don't think I have any more light and time fixtures. So I'm going to have to get it this afternoon and add it. It's not exactly dark, but I'm wondering. Oops. The vet delivery source system is here, aka the husband. It's not dark, but we're not done. And it's going to need some tape because it's thick paper. But I'm thrilled with my progress on my index, travel index. And I'm going to work on it again this afternoon. I have a doctor's appointment. It's just a reading the results of the bone density test I did before we went to the beach, which is probably not going to be fabulous, but they told me several years ago that my right hip was disintegrating. Does it hurt? No. Does it hurt now? No. But I'll tell you, they made me, to take the test, they made me curl my feet. Say these were I had to point my toes to the ceiling and then curl them inwards around this pillow thing to get the hips kind of splayed out, I guess. Whew. Like 3 days later, while we were at the beach, my good ankle was hurting from all that. I'm like, I guess I need to do that position more when I do my yoga for 7 hours in the morning. Don't really do yoga. But we did walk quite a bit, and I did not gain any weight at the beach, but I did not lose any. But that was okay, because we had mussels 3 different times soaked in butter, and I made cake, because the kids are dessert people. I made cake for them twice, big sheet cakes with fruit on top, because they love fruit, being from California. And one time I put cherries on top, like a cherry pie filling, but then added strawberries to it. Another time I put maybe strawberries again, just strawberries on top of chocolate. Those cakes were gone in 2 days. Big sheet pans of cake. And anyhow, so I didn't eat any of those. We had ice cream several different times. I had it only once, and I had 1 scoop in a cup. I was very good. We did have key lime pie twice, but it was delicious. So I cheated with key lime pie. I did have a couple fraps, so I cheated there too, but could have been worse. All right. When I was still working on this, you guys gave me so many good ideas for song titles that applied to time and light, which that's what this journal is, Time and Light, Time to Shine. And this one is one of yours also. And it is called, let me get their name right, After Midnight, 1970, Eric Clapton. I'm like, oh, I like that one. That's a good one. So I think I'm going to add some, not black, but dark gray paint. And let me think here. I might add just black and white to make gray. My friend's daughter has been recruited by Columbia College here, which is a very small little art school, and just went co-ed maybe in the last 20 years. I'm like, she's not gonna like it. and my friend's like, I don't want her to go to that far away from home anyhow, but I'm like, there's no schools closer, but she's on some kind of, I found out, some kind of list website where you can apply and put your name, and then they start sending your stuff to schools all over, which I didn't say anything, but my husband's daughter, by January of their junior years, they had already had their schools and were almost done with their essays. And of course, she hasn't even started that part of it, but who am I to say? California runs things a little differently. So After Midnight in the summer here, and maybe a little bit before midnight, you start seeing fireflies. Lots of them. So this might be an ode to some fireflies. I don't know. I want to abstract. Ooh, I heard a term yesterday. Psychological abstract. Like, what the heck is that? There's a tiny bit of pink in here. Just enough to not call this black. It's a midnight sun. But now it needs something else. And I'm just not sure what. But we had a great trip. It was a lot of fun. And, I mean, this friend of mine has never met my husband. She goes, he does exist. Mainly because her mother had been sick for so many years. And my sister still lives, I have a sister that still lives in California. So if I was close, I would go out there to visit my friends and my sister and see her mom. So it was kind of like a second mother. I mean, I've known these people since I was in the 4th or 5th grade. And so we've been friends and have stayed in touch and had a lot of the same paths. She and I were both married for like 3.5, 4 years the first time, and now have married men that are quite the same. Really funny that they're very close in their mannerisms. They're very close in their temperaments. Oh, this is turning out superb. Do I have any more gray? I kind of want some gray over here. So this is what happens after midnight when the fireflies come out. Even though they come out before that. This is all wet. And I have a paintbrush in my mouth. But I'm going to just stick it there anyhow. And glue it after it all dries. This is the best feeling right now. It's like, yes, touching glue, touching paper. Having the best, letting your imagination run wild. It's the best feeling. And I think I'm going to write it after midnight on here. And that might be it. I think that's a good, dip your feet back in the paint pot. Slowly, or talk slowly, after midnight. Eric Clapton. $1970. Woo. My friend and I had already met in 1970. Our mothers knew each other from PTA. I love it. These will be better glued. After the midnight color dries better. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Back in my element. Where's the lid? Losing things already. Love it. Love it. Wild. Fun. Expressive. Bright. Love it. Woo! Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Bye.